Open season on these two.
No. I won't survive.
Would you want me?
No, actually.
I didn't do it.
Look at he teaming up now.
I didn't do it. You ain't got this all.
Well, the drummer had to leave, but we have Mr. Hendrix with us again. We really appreciate you filling in.
He's gonna play drums tonight.
Oh, he is. Mr. Hendrix is going to play drums tonight.
Yeah.
You know, we shouldn't say that. There's been a number of rumors out about you, Mr. Hendrix, and your musical abilities.
Nothing surprised me.
Nothing surprises. Well, I know you gentlemen are in a hurry, and I just thought it would be nice if you could just chat with Mr. Hendrix for a moment, and I'd like to know specifically, do you have plans at all for your musical careers that you feel that you could get advice from Mr. Hendrix on, or that type of thing?
I want the same advice you gave Jimmy. I don't want no other, just what he gave Jimmy, you know.
And that was your famous one-liner, right? Do your own.
Do your own thing. Keep wailing.
Keep wailing.
That's all I told Jimmy.
Hey,
Practice makes perfect, and that's it.
he did it to the max too, believe me.
Do you gentlemen, I know that you do a lot of cover music and a lot of different styles. Do you gentlemen do original music? That's something I think.
I'm going to say this. This man here, he's another Jimmy in my world. When I first met him, I said, man, where you been all my life, you know? I mean, it was like shocked. There's another mutant, you know?
Another mutant.
and you know, but
Basically.
as far as original music, he's sharp.
Uh-huh.
I have a little bit, but it's like, it's boring to me.
No.
But I really
got
believe
good
that
music.
no matter what he does or I do or what anybody does, anybody that truly loves the craft of music has got to give it to Jimmy.
Uh-huh.
But in the beginning of your career, in the middle, in the end,
Somewhere down
he's
the line.
got to give it. I mean, because
Country, western,
there are
jazz, rock, metal,
everything.
gospel, blues,
everything.
all of it,
Yes.
Delta, all of it, man.
You got to give it
Well,
to
he's
Jimmy.
It started in this house. Y'all know it.
Exactly. It started right there.
It must have started here. I doubt it started in this house, was it?
Yeah, you know. The house of Hendrix.
In his loins.
I don't know if the camera people can see any of the background here at Mr. Hendrix's, but we have am I correct in saying that these are only a few of the gold records that Jimmy has?
No, these are 5 and I have 2 other ones that I don't have.
Two more gold records?
Yeah. And there's still a lot of, most of these all become, platinum.
Platinum.
Yeah,
Great.
Of course, they don't do things of that sort so much now. They either have one of those, what's this other? One of the deal they have.
And Mr. Hendrix, I understand you went to New York just recently, and there was a Grammy Award.
Well, the Grammy Award deal, that was, I didn't go for that, but I went for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I suppose that was very impressive.
Oh yeah, it was something else.
I want to talk to you about that a little later. Well, these two gentlemen here, I wanted to throw you the free-for-all, and we have a couple of more seconds here. Is there anything that you'd like to say? And
I like his hair.
I was going to comment on that. Is that part of your showmanship?
No, it's just me doing what I do.
That's just you.
I get a lot of comments from people, a lot of weird looks.
I'm sure you do.
I do, man. You know,
It is impressive.
my own mother asked me was it weird.
Mom?
So, like, I had to pull the hat off and let some people pull on it, you know. It's hair.
So it is yours, in fact,
Right.
Well, that's interesting.
I'd like to make a comment on you know, giving it up where it really started with me, giving it up to God, you know, and thanking God for, you know, because I lived through some hard times, which you'll probably hear about in time, but you know, and giving me another chance on life and showing me the real light. And I thank Jimmy for letting me understand that he was everything that he was really trying to say back then. You know, when America was just really torn
in turmoil.
Yeah, and you know, he spoke the truth. They just didn't want to hear it. And now, 22 years later, everybody is trying to get more of it, you know. And I want to thank this character here. You're not a brother, you're a character.
I'm
you
a
know.
spirit.
Because I looked for him since I was like 13, you know, and I didn't find it till I was, I'm not going to expose my age, but I didn't find it till then. And, you know, thanks, man.
Amen. So.
Good. And there's one final question I'd like to direct to you. You mentioned earlier that you had come some 2,000 miles to meet Mr. Hendrix. Would you like to comment on that just briefly?
Yeah, I was playing in Minneapolis, and I met a guy named Buzzy Linhart. You know Buzzy?
No.
He's in every Jimmy book, and you know he did Vibes on the Cry Love album with Jimmy, and it's on that album right there. Yeah. But I met Buzzy, and I started playing with Buzzy. And he called me AJ, almost Jimmy, you know.
Almost Jimmy.
You know, they call me AJ Chicken Legs, which I would not show. but it was, you know, he was like, man, you know, and since I was 13 years old, you know, I've looked at everything I could get on Jimmy. The one that he was sitting on the stool playing the acoustic guitar, and I seen Al there, you know, and I was like, man, you know, it's the closest thing to Jimmy, and that's really why I came here. You know, honestly, that's why I came to Seattle, and it was a calling almost. It was like, you know.
That's interesting. How long ago was that?
86.
86.
87. 87. 5 years. And I remember the first time I met him. You know, I don't know if you remember this, but it was at the Cotton Club. And when you walked in,
the Cotton Club here in Seattle.
Exactly. When you walked in, it was like. Who is that guy? And, you know, my mind was really kind of messed up, you know, but when we started playing, I found out who it was, man, it was...
And that wasn't...
I could have died the next day and been cool, you know what I'm saying?
If I recall, I think you almost did, but that was...
well,
totally unrelated.
That'll come out in, what's that magazine they write? The one that tells all the lies.
National Enquirer.
There you go. That'll come out.
And I hope we're not going to be under suit for that. But anyways, I suppose we've run out of time, gentlemen. I want to thank both of you for your time and your cooperation. And you, Mr. Hendrix, I'm not quite through with you, but we're going to take a brief break here.